which, remember, has been traditionally dominated by either the AIDMK or the DMK, and this has been going on for the past 5 decades. But the state could now be on the cusp of a major political change. With the passing away of Jayalalithaa, the AIDMK has lost a leader who had become virtually synonymous with the party. Reports now say that the AIDMK is divided into 2 camps, led by Sasikala Natarajan and Chief Minister O. Selvam. Sources also say that M. Thambidurai may emerge as the consensus candidate. The question, of course, is very much out in the open. Which way is the AIDMK now heading?
After the demise of Jayalalithaa, Sasikala has now emerged as a power center, calling the shots of the AIDMK as well as the state administration. We are right now outside the party headquarters on Lloyd's Road, and several posters have sprung up. If I can roughly translate what is written over here, Ammamin Porkala Aatchiyai Neengal Thodara Vendum. This means that you are the only person qualified to take forward the golden rule of Jayalalithaa. However, the presence of Sasikala in the party has cadres deeply divided, and that explains the reason why some of the posters have been torn off.
The thing which is in front of us is General Secretary's selection. For that, I am going to give a representation to the Election Commission that a free and fair election should be conducted as per the bylaws and laws of AIADMK rules and also by the Election Commission rules. I hope democracy, I hope the democratic values which we follow, the central government is very fairly doing and respecting the democratic values. So I respect Election Commission. I'm going to give a representation to them that the elections to be conducted in free and fair manner.
And Priyamvada, my colleague, joining us live this afternoon. Priyamvada, the fault lines have been emerging for the past few days. Which way is the AIDMK heading?
Well, with me, I'm joined by Gautami. She's a very eminent actor from South India, and she has written a letter to Indian Prime Minister raising some questions about ADMK Supremo Ms. Jayalalitha's death. Ma'am, what prompted you to write this letter?
A lot of lack of information. She is not only the democratically elected, very, very popularly elected head of the state, head of state government, a chief minister, but she's also been a very personal icon to many of us through so many years. I mean, her association with the Tamil people did not start with politics, so her bond with Tamil people goes way, way back. And when we lose somebody who's dear to us in our families or somebody that we know well, there is a sense of sharing of sorrow, there's a sense of sharing that burden of even, it helps us to come to terms with it when we know what has happened. That knowledge, I believe, is very important in closure, in achieving closure. Right from the time that she was admitted to the time when she so suddenly passed away, there was a certain amount of information about, oh, this is a treatment that's going on, or so-and-so doctors come, or this is that. But other than these little, like smattering of facts, there was no actual information about what is happening, and nobody was meeting her, nobody was probably allowed access to her, and I'm sure decisions might have been taken with the best of interests and all of that, but we need to know.
Why do you think this was shrouded in mystery or secrecy?
It's not a question of shrouded in secrecy. The very simple fact is nothing is known. So when nothing is known, there's no question of even shrouding. Do you understand? So it's very important on 2 levels, because not just our political leader, she was somebody who's personally very, very dear to many, many Tamil people. She is an icon, she's an inspiration to women from all walks of life. She has been somebody who has inspired the youth with her gutsiness, her determination, her strength of personality, her vision. I mean, Tamil Nadu is in the forefront of so many spheres today under her leadership. It's remarkable. And remarkable is an understatement for the kind of leader that she has been, the personality that she has, that she is. She is one of the tallest political leaders the country has ever seen. And not only that, as the democratically elected head of government, we, the people, have a right to know how she is, what is happening. We have a right to that information.
So who do you think was preventing this information flow? In your letter, you had mentioned about a they. If you could tell us
Who are they? Who are they? They or collective or individual? That's what I'm saying. We need to know.
What do you think could have gone wrong then?
That's exactly what I'm saying, Prema. That there's such a total lack of information. There is nothing for us to think or to form an opinion or to go forward on, and even to attain some sort of emotional closure on this, because you know how, especially we South Indians are with our leaders and our heroes, we take them very, very personally. So for us to attain that kind of thing, we need to know. So that is the first step towards anything now.
A lot is being, are we pointing out, are we talking about Shashikala? It's a lot is being said that she's likely to take over the AADMK party and become the General Secretary.
That is definitely one, it's a matter for the party, and two, that is not related in any way to the questions that we are asking now. And I say we because I know that what I have given voice to is actually the voice of so many crores of people.
And have you got any response from the Prime Minister's office? Are they planning to take this issue forward?
I dearly hope so, and I have every confidence that we will get a reply.
And do you think some people should be asking questions to Shashikala, her close aide, because she was by her side all through, we all know that, in the hospital or even after the death?
I believe for any of that kind of processes to be set in place, there is a due process, because we are a very mature and a very responsible democracy, and there are due processes for everything. So as and when, if and when any necessity like that is perceived, I'm confident, I have full faith in all the relevant authorities or agencies that my country has.
And recently, ma'am, you met the Prime Minister. There is lots being spoken about you coming and joining BJP, your political career. Do we see that happening?
I, along with a couple of very, very dear friends, like sisters to me, had a dream about 2.5 years ago to start an organization, because two of us are cancer survivors. And both of us went through a cycle where we realized how lifestyle and approach to living and the right attitude and health and everything are all so interlinked. And we're both very troubled by how much of systemic self-abuse is going on through lifestyle and all these kinds of things. So we started talking about it and dreaming up this thing that we wanted to do to reach our message out and to help people. It took us about maybe a year, little over a year, to conceptualize and to finally launch the foundation. And about a year ago, we launched a foundation called Life Again Foundation. For the past year, we have been working. We have been conducting different activities, raising a lot of awareness, reaching out to a lot of people. And we have a lot of other proactive events connected with our traditional Indian sort of healthcare and lifestyle things that we have. And it is in connection with all of this that I had requested an appointment with the Prime Minister. He was kind enough to grant it. He was very receptive. He came up with a lot of suggestions. My pet passions actually are education and healthcare for women and children. And that he, sort of gave me pointers and guided me on certain things that I could do. And that was what that meeting was about. I would have probably welcomed this sort of a speculation, well, not welcomed, but I would have said it doesn't matter if it had come in conjunction with anything other than this query. This is not a query, or this is not a situation under which I would even like to open the door to any kind of speculation.
Ma'am, but also in political scenario in Tamil Nadu, we're seeing a lot of confusion even within the AADMK, the murmurs about who is going to take over the party, how the party is going to be stabilized. Do you think there is a serious vacuum after Ms. Jayalalithaa left the party?
First of all, the activities of the party, I believe to the best of my knowledge, is something that will be governed by the party, by the structure that has been provided for within the party. That having been said, it's not just me or my belief, but it is fact that she has left a void that can never be filled, either within the party, in public life, in people's hearts. That's undeniable.
And also, ma'am, when you spoke, you raised questions about why there was so much secrecy, why information was not shared about her. What do you think could have gone wrong? Because something in your mind must have raised those doubts. What could have happened with her help? Who do you think would have prevented the information flow? And for what reason?
It is precisely because I don't want to speculate on the state of lack of information that I have asked the question. I don't believe in what if, could have, would have, maybe. No. And especially in a situation like this, that would be highly irresponsible.
Because the same questions have been raised by Jayalalitha's niece as well, and also another MP, Shashikala.
No, that's what I'm saying. This is not my voice alone. These are not my questions alone. These are the questions of crores of Tamil people. And not just Tamil people, the kind of response I've been getting from across the board, North India, from all over the world. I mean, people who say, I don't know anything about this, I mean, in the sense that I'm not personally involved in any way, but we need to know.
And ma'am, finally, I know this is not the right occasion to ask, but in a very futuristic manner, do we see an activist like you, a known face in South India like you, entering politics with the kind of intention you have for bringing in a social change?
Social change can be effected at any stage through any means that one has at disposal. And obviously one is going to look at the most effective way to do that based on your personality. Right now my hands are full. I never at any point thought that I'm ever going to be in the film industry. I was studying engineering. My dream was to do an MBA and then do this and do that. See, whatever I say now, people are going to say, there, see, she's, answered this, trying to answer this cleverly or leave it door open. But the bottom line is, it's about doing what you need to do today. It's about doing what you can do today to make a difference. If you touch one person's life, that's wonderful. If you can touch 100 people's lives, that's just as wonderful, because you make a difference. That's what's important.
And as a follow-up to this letter, what are you planning to do? Are you planning to approach the court, or are you planning to... you have some strong questions, so where are you planning to go next?
I have full faith that we will get a response, and I'm saying not I, but we will get a response. And I'm waiting for that, and we'll take it from there.
Thank you very much, ma'am. So that was Ms. Gautami, who spoke about some questions and doubts that she has as the citizen of this country, and she's raised that question to the Prime Minister, is awaiting for response. She's not the only person. There are so many others who have raised these questions, and hopefully some kind of light is thrown on these issues. Back to the studio.
Right, Vijayalakshmi. Priyamada, thanks very much for joining us with that reaction. Of course, that blog post addressing the Prime Minister has created a stir, even as questions are being raised on Sasikala's growing influence in the party. Remember, the Chief Minister who's been sworn in, O. Paneerselvam, for the second day in a row, has gone to meet Sasikala Natarajan at the Poise Garden residence, along with a team of leaders who are going to go to the State Secretariat to take charge today, which raises the question, is Sasikala Natarajan really in line to be the General Secretary of the AIADMK, a post which was held by MGR from 1971 to 87 until he died, and then for 27 years by Jayalalithaa. So serious questions being raised by some within the AIADMK.